we've got the vagina monologues with Sammy Flaps and Folds. Tucker Carlson's female anatomy lessons got nothing on our own Sammy Flaps and Folds.
We're glad Tucker is finally teaching men on the right about the female reproductive system. But we have a dumpster fire biologist, Sammy Flaps and Folds, here to remind us and remind them of where the clit is, which is really all that matters. I loved that freaking, like, a model had a thigh gap.
I know, right? Of course, Tucker Carlson's shadow woman has to have a thigh gap.
Someone on Twitter was like, why did they Photoshop out the cigarette? Welcome, dumpster fire biologist, Sammy Flaps and Folds.
What a graceful entrance.
So graceful.
At least we've now got 2 rolling chairs.
Sam, what have we got here?
Well, Bridget,
Look, this is the return of the old favorite.
I actually, this is your vagina.
Oh.
It looks like I'm pregnant.
Uh-huh. Not to scale. Note.
This is not to scale. But please note, Republicans. That's where the clit is.
Republicans.
And also for anyone, because someone in one of the comments was like, I have been looking, what is the origin of the name Sammy Flaps and Folds? I've resigned myself to never know. So I pointed them to the clip that said it, but show us the flaps and the folds, Sam.
The flaps and the folds. You have the labia majora, which is this bigger outer one. That's your flap, okay? And then your folds is your labia minora. That's the thinner one. Right in there. So you got the majora, big, major, think that. And then minora, folds. It folds in. The flap folds.
Sometimes they hang down a little.
Yeah. Sometimes they're a little droopy.
They hang down and it's a little like little wave thing going on down there. But your clit is always underneath the clitoral hood. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small. I don't know.
Go find it.
However, the good Lord made you.
Go find it.
But as a biologist, that's where the clit is.
And then what are those other holes there, Sam?
Well, here you've got the urethra. That's where the pee comes out of.
The pee hole.
That's the pee hole. That's the pee hole.
That's the technical term for it.
And then right here, you've got the vaginal opening.
Very big vaginal opening.
Well, she's dilated. This is where...
I think this is about to give birth.
Well,
this is where the P goes in the V. This is where... Millie! This is where the baby emerges out of. It gets big and shrinks down. This is where...
Sometimes it tears from here to here.
Sometimes it tears from here to here.
Thank you for sharing that nice tidbit.
That's normally when that happens, it's when you're giving birth.
And then
And all of this is called the vulva.
yes.
So this whole thing's a vulva. The vagina itself is this opening. And then this is the anus, also known as a butthole or an
also
asshole.
known as the beehole.
The bee hole. That's
the
what like
beehole.
Bridget likes to call
The
it.
stinky beehole.
This is just a refresher course.
Thank you,
Now
Sam.
you guys
Of
know where
course.
ovaries and cervix and uterus are. We thought we should remind you of the only thing that matters.
That's the
that
part you
matters.
see. This is the part you see.
And also remember, it's not to scale. So when you're down there, it's not going to look like this, but it'll be kind of like this.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sammy.
My
Flaps and
pleasure.
Folds.
My pleasure.
Dr. Flaps and Folds, everyone.
In the house.